Hello, first graders. Welcome to week 7 of remote learning. It happens to fall on May the 4th, so I wore my shirt. May the 4th be with you. Thought about wearing the Princess Leia sidebuns, but I was afraid it might be a little distracting for all of us, so I chose not to do that. But if we had been in school today, we would have gotten to have a really fun STEM day with STEM activities throughout our day to celebrate Happy Star Wars Day. Unfortunately, we're not getting to do that, but I am going to link one of the activities that we would have done at school on code.org. They've got a really fun Star Wars themed coding to do, and I'm going to link that. I'll put that link in the description below on this video, but I will also put it on a link on Seesaw so you can have it that way too. Alright, so let's get started with our Fundations lesson today. I'm going to start off with a drill. Alright, so remember that when I say it, you're going to repeat it back for me just as if we were at school and I had our little echo owl up and you are echoing. So we're going to do that part now.
R controlled sounds. Let's practice by saying letter keyword sound. AR, car, R. ER, her, IR, bird, OR, horn, or. UR, burn, Vowels. Let's practice our sounds by saying the letter keyword sound. A, apple, A. A, safe, A. E, ed, E. E, Pete, E. I, itch, I. I, pine, I. O, octopus, ah. O, home, O. U, up, U, mule, U. U, rule, oo. Good job.
Okay, good job with your review. We're going to go ahead and jump into our lesson for this week. Now, last week we learned about making two-syllable words where each of the syllables was a closed syllable. So we were just building on some of the skills that you had already learned, and from your homework that you turned in from that, you did awesome. I had lots of parents who said, I can't believe how quickly they jumped on. I knew you could do it. You're so smart. So I was not surprised. So I'm really glad that you had a good lesson last week, and I hope that you will find this lesson to be just as easy. So we're going to add on a different syllable type this week. I have a word here built for us, mistake. So is this a word that would need to be divided by syllables? I see two vowels here, then I see another vowel here. Let's say the word mistake. How many syllables were there? Mistake. 2. So although there are 3 vowels in this word, the E is silent. So this word would not be divided more than just into 2 parts. So can you figure out where would this word be divided? Where would that happen? There's a vowel. There's a vowel. How many consonants are between the vowels? 2. Last week, we learned that when there are 2 consonants between, that division happens right between those consonants. So that's where it's going to happen. So the first syllable would be miss. The second syllable would be take. And then together, they make the word mistake. Mistake. All right, let me put that one away, and I'm going to build another one for us. I want us to tap and read. All right. The next word that I would like to build for us is, I'm not going to tell you because we're going to tap and read it. I'm going to build this one. Okay, let's take a look at that word. I see 1, 2, 3 vowels. Do you notice a familiar pattern? Is this vowel going to be silent? Okay, so that means it's going to be in 2 syllables. So where would the first syllable be? Right here. And then that would be the second syllable. So let's tap and read it. Since this is the first syllable, it's going to be closed. So what kind of vowel is this going to be? Short, right? And then what kind of vowel is this going to be? Long. All right, let's read the word. I, N, A, O. Inhale. Inhale. All right, spell that one away. Let me build another one. All right, let's take a look at this one. In this one, I see 1, 2, 3 vowels. Again, this has a familiar pattern. I see a vowel, a consonant, and an E. So that tells me that this one is silent. This one will say its name, I. This one will be saying a short sound because when I separate the 2 syllables right here, between those 2 consonants, this will be a closed syllable, so this will make a short sound. So let's tap and read this one. A, D, M, I, Admire. Admire. I admire your beautiful handwriting. Admire. All right, so that's tapping and reading. Now let's talk about spelling them. Let's spell this one away really quickly. All right, so before we begin that, let's review the procedure for spelling words that have a 2-syllable or a multisyllabic word. If it's got 2 syllables, that means there's multiple syllables, so you call it a multisyllabic word. So let's practice that with the word mistake, okay? In the word mistake, how many syllables are there? Mistake. So the first syllable was miss, tap miss, I, s. And then the second syllable, mistake, second syllable, take, t, a, k. And then mistake. So we would be using our syllable boxes. So I did it on this way today instead of using our Fundations boards because I know you don't have those. So for your practice today, I hope you have your 2 pieces of paper that was in our instruction. So you should have on your first paper for practice these 2 boxes to do for our syllables, okay? And then we're going to practice some words together. All right, so the first one I want to practice is the word invite. Invite. So let's use our syllable boxes here and let's touch the boxes for each syllable that we hear. So we hear in, invite. Okay, so in the first syllable, in, I invite you to my party. I'm sorry I didn't give you a sentence for it. Invite. So the first syllable was in, so tap in, I, n. Let's write it in the first syllable box. Okay, second syllable was vite, I, t. Let's put it in the second syllable box. I, t. Now is this I making it sound all by itself? It is not. What does it need? It needs an E. So now we have the word invite. Invite. Okay. Now, just like we did last week, when I write this word, should I have any space between those two syllables when I write the word when I'm spelling it? I should not. So let's practice underneath the boxes. Let's practice writing it together. So write invite. I-N-V-I-T-E. Invite. Now let's talk about how we would mark this word up. We've already talked about how when you see the two vowels, that if there are consonants between them, that the split is going to come between those two consonants. So let's scoop our syllables together and make our scoop go between those two consonants. So you would scoop from the beginning to the middle, and from the middle to the end. All right, let's identify our syllable types. In this first syllable type, I see a vowel closed up by a consonant letter. So what kind of vowel should this be? Did you say short? If you did, you are correct. What do we draw on top of a short vowel? Did you say brev? Then you are correct. It should have a brev because it is making the short sound. Now, what syllable type is this? It's got a short vowel closed in by a consonant, so that means that this syllable type is closed. And how do we mark a closed syllable? With a C. So put a C. All right, let's look at the second syllable in the word invite. In this syllable, I see two vowels separated by a consonant. So this tells me it is a vowel consonant E pattern. In the vowel consonant E pattern, I know that this E isn't going to get to say anything. It will be silent. What about the I? Is it going to make a long sound or is it going to make a short sound? Did you say a long sound? Then it's right. How do we mark a long sound? Do you remember what it is called? That's called a macron, and it looks kind of like a minus sign in subtraction or a dash when you're writing a date. But when you're using it to mark the sound of a letter, it's called a macron. Okay, so I've got a long vowel, a consonant, and a silent E. So that means this syllable type is vowel, consonant, E. So I should see a vowel. There's that dash. And then an E to tell what type of syllable this is. It's closed, and it is vowel, consonant, E. All right, let's do another one together. Draw your boxes. Okay. Do you have your boxes? All right, the next word that we're going to do is the word excuse. Excuse. If you are late to school, you need an excuse. Excuse. So, following procedures, what is the word? Excuse. How many syllables? Excuse. So, two. First syllable, X. Be careful with this word because some of you will just write a letter, but it's not just a letter. Let's tap the sounds that are in the first syllable, X. X. How many letters? What's the first letter? Did you say E? And then what letter makes the sound X? That's the letter X. So X. There's the first syllable. Now let's talk about the second syllable. X. Cuse. Cuse. Let's tap out the sounds we hear in Cuse. K. U. S. Cuse. Okay, I hear a K sound. We've talked about that this year, that sometimes that's tricky. It's like, how do I know whether I need to use a C, a K, or a CK? Well, we talked about with a CK, it's going to come at the end of a syllable when there's a short vowel sound. Is there a short vowel sound in Cuse? Nope, so it's not going to be a CK because it doesn't have a short vowel sound and it isn't at the end. So that one's out. So now, do we need to use a C or do we need to use a K? Well, we have learned that a rule that you can kind of follow is that if it is not coming before a letter I or sometimes a letter E, then it's probably going to be a C because K usually goes with the I's and the E's. Now, as we have talked about many, many times, there are exceptions to just about every rule that we learn. But that one's a kind of a good rule of thumb. If you don't know which one it is, if you use that rule, you're probably going to be right. So let's spell the word Cuse. K-U-S. So we decided that this should be letter C, and then U, and then S, and then the U is not making its name all by itself. It needs something. You've got to have the letter E there. Cuse. All right? Let's write that word. Excuse. Is there going to be any space in the middle when we write? No space. Write the word. Excuse. Excuse. Okay? Let's mark our syllables with syllable scoops. Remember, there's our vowels, the consonants in between, so that's where the division is going to be. So we're going to go from beginning to middle, one scoop, and then from middle to end for the second scoop. All right, now let's do our syllable types. In this first syllable, I have an E saying eh and closed up by consonant X. So if it says eh, that means it's short. I've got a short vowel closed up by a consonant. So that means this syllable is closed. And what do we mark it with? Did you say C? Then you're right. Mark it with a C. Trog's trying to knock my board over again. Okay. The second syllable is Cuse. Cuse. In this one, I see a long vowel. I see a silent E. So the E is going to be marked out because it doesn't get to say anything. A macron over the U because it's long. And when it is following this pattern, this syllable is called, did you say V-E or V consonant E? Then you're right. You would mark it like that. V consonant and E. Okay? All right. I have one more thing that I want to tell you before I have you practicing on your own. When you have two syllable words that have a V consonant E pattern in them, most of the time they're going to be in the final or the last syllable. But sometimes in compound words, for example, they might be the first syllable. Now, if you will remember from our study and reading, a compound word is when there are two words that are independently words by themselves and they come together to make one word. For example, the word fire and man. When you put those two words together, what does it make? Fireman. All right, so we're going to practice that one. We're going to practice fireman. So draw your boxes. Okay, so let's look at the syllables in the word fireman. So I hear fire, man. So the first syllable was Fire. Let's tap fire. F-I-R. Let's write it. Fill in your box. I-R. Fire. Okay? Fireman. Second syllable, man. Let's tap man. M-I-N. Let's write it. M-I-N. Man. Man. Fireman. Fireman. Now let's write the whole word. Any space in the middle? Nope. Write the whole word. Fireman. Fireman. Now let's mark that word up. So we're going to start with the syllable scoops. We've got the two vowels. And then there's another one. So this one is a little bit different from here. Up here we were just kind of marking those first two, and then that vowel consonant E was at the end. But is it at the end this time? It isn't. So you're going to be looking at these, the split coming here. So this one is a little bit different. So here's the vowel consonant E pattern, and then here's the second pattern. So you're going to start your scoop at the beginning, scoop all the way after the E, that's your first syllable, and then scoop again all the way to the end, and there's the second syllable. In the first syllable, we saw that there was a long vowel and a silent E. Long vowels get a macron. Silent E's get a slash. And because it has a long vowel, a consonant, and an E, this syllable type is vowel, consonant, E. Let's look at the second syllable type, man. In this syllable type, the A is making a short vowel sound, and it's closed up by a consonant letter. So the A making the short vowel sound is going to get a brev. And since it is closed up with a consonant, that means this syllable type is closed. And it's going to be marked with a C. All right. So there are all of our practice. Okay. All right, put that one to the side. And then get your blank piece of paper that you're going to be working on. Stick my board over there. And I have some words for you to practice. Just like last week, I want you to draw your two syllable boxes, write your two word syllables in each box, and then write the word with no space in between. And then I want you to draw your syllable scoops and mark the syllable types and the vowels in that word, just like last week. Okay, so here is your practice words. So the first one I would like for you to do is the word trombone. Trombone. He plays a trombone in the band. Trombone. How many syllables? 2. Trombone. I'll tap it with you. T-r-a-m. First syllable. Second syllable. B-o-n. Bo. Okay, you might want to pause the video here so you can do your work. Now let's do number 2. Number 2, the word is reptile. Reptile. A snake is a reptile. What is the word? Reptile. How many syllables? Reptile. 2 syllables. First syllable, rep. Let's tap rep. R-e-p. Put that in the first box. And the second syllable, reptile. Tile. Tap tile. T-I-L. Put that in your second syllable box. And then you can pause the video here while you write the whole word, and then you mark up the syllable types and the vowels. Now number 3. Number 3 is the word pile up. Pile up. There was a pile up on the football field. Pile up. What's the word? Pile up. Syllables. Pile up. First syllable, pile. Second syllable, up. Let's tap the first syllable, pile. P-I-L. Put that in your first syllable box. Second syllable, up. Tap up. Up. Put that in your second syllable box. And then pause your video here so that you can continue writing that word. Okay, 4th word. The word is rosebud. A rosebud is a flower. Rosebud. What is your word? Rosebud. Let's tap syllables. Rose, bud. First syllable, rose. Tap rose. R, O, S. Put that in the first syllable box. Now let's tap the second syllable. Rosebud. Bud. Tap bud. B-U-D. Bud. Put that in your second syllable box. I haven't been reminding you, but I hope you're remembering to check letter direction to make sure you're writing your letters the correct direction, because remember, if it is backwards, that means it's wrong. So make sure you're getting your letter direction. You can pause your video here to finish writing and marking rosebud. All right, number 5. Number 5 is the word athlete. Athlete. Let me say it again. Athlete. Athlete. Let's do the syllables. Athlete. First syllable. Ath. Let's tap ath. Ath. Okay. Athlete. Second syllable. Leet. Let's tap leet. L-E-T. All right. Put that in your second box. Pause your video and write the word athlete, and then mark your syllable types and your vowels. Number 6. Number 6 is the word lifelong. It has been a lifelong dream to go to Scotland. Lifelong. All right. What is your word? Lifelong. Let's hear the syllables. Life, long. First syllable, life. Let's tap life. L-I. Okay, put that in your first syllable box. Now let's do long. L-ong. Did you see that one? L-ong. Put that in your second syllable box. Okay. All right. Pause your video. Write your word. Mark up your syllable types and the vowels and anything else that might be in that word. Let's see who catches it. And we'll come back for the next word. All right. Your next word is cupcake. Cupcake. I had a cupcake for my birthday. Cupcake. All right, let's hear the syllables. Cupcake. First syllable, cup, tap cup. K-up. Put that in your first box. Cupcake. Second syllable, cake. Let's tap cake. K-ake. Put that in your second syllable box. Now you will pause the video and you will write the word cupcake, and you will mark up the syllables and their types and their vowels. All right, last word, inside. Inside. We play inside on rainy days. Inside. Okay, syllables, inside. First syllable, in. Let's tap in. I, n. Put that in your first syllable box. Second syllable, inside. Let's tap the second syllable, side, S-I-D. Put that in your second syllable box. Okay, you can pause the video here so that you can write the word inside, mark your syllables, and then mark their types, and then mark their vowels. Okay. All right, guys, so this is our last video for remote learning. I have enjoyed practicing with you at home. I wish I could have seen your dear little faces, though. I do miss you so much. But I hope that you have a good job practicing. I cannot wait to see your work, to see how you did with this skill. But for now, we're going to say goodbye.